let's get into the big debt cycle and the 5 stages you break it down into. And again, the lens I'm coming at this from is we have a lot of entrepreneurs who are building companies. And when time is good, we just entered a new administration where we've got a pro-technology, pro-M&A, minimized regulation. And I can vibrantly feel the energy in the biotech world, in the AI world. People are building. Capital is beginning to flow again. And people are not looking at what's likely to be coming in the next 2 to 5 years. They're just like, the time is good now, borrow, build, go, go, go. What's your advice to entrepreneurs right now? And let's do that in the context of the 5 stages we're in. And I'd like to understand where you think we are in the United States. What's the impact of that Elon's having and Doge? Can we hold off these debt cycles? Is there any chance for that, or is it just too far gone?
What is so amazing to me, because I've experienced it throughout my life, is everyone pays attention to how they feel at the moment. And how they feel at the moment. And they don't see the changes. And the changes, the cycles and everything are so important. And there are certain classic things of euphoria. And yet so there are 2 classic things of euphoria. First, where we are in the economic cycle. There's an economic cycle. There's always been an economic cycle, and there always will be an economic cycle. So we are about 65-70% through the economic cycle that we're in, judging by measures. I won't digress into all of them, though I can if you want. But in other words, the cycle will go on. And in the political cycle, we are in the classic first 100-day honeymoon of the new administration, which is a time of euphoria and is a time that the new beginning begins. Okay, so we're at a unusually good moment that, if you see it in the cycle, in a cyclical sense, and you say, what is likely? Okay, our aspirations are high because we have capitalism, business, free markets combined with technology to produce that. And the United States is on top of the world, and we should be very optimistic and so on. Okay, but first of all, you're not looking at the pricing. Mm-hmm. Okay. So if you look at the pricing of assets in the United States relative to other countries right now, it's expected that will improve relative to the United States. So there's a hurdle rate. You always have to keep in mind, like it's a horse race. You have to keep in mind the handicap. So, and then if you take the cycle, I bet you that as we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, do you think you're not going to have an economic downturn? Do you think you're not going to have a bear market? Do you think that everybody's going to be as enthusiastic about how things are going with how the government is handling it? Do you think you're not going to have any of those other problems? Really?
And the challenge of an entrepreneur is you've got to be, especially a moonshot entrepreneur, you've got to be super optimistic even to get into the game. But people don't see the long-term writing on the wall. So how do you properly capitalize yourself? How do you protect against the downside? How do you not burden yourself with debt or too rapid growth? This is the message I want folks to be listening to. I'm the guy who, not the glass isn't half full, the glass is overflowing. I'm Mr. Optimism, Mr. Abundance, but as I said, reading your book, it's got me thinking a lot. So I want to pass this on.